throughout, and I saw Trump rising up, and then I saw an attempt on his life. This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum. And I saw he fell to his knees during this time frame, and he started worshiping the Lord. He got radically born again during this time frame.
Okay, so going into, I saw Trump with major rallies, with seas of people coming to his rallies. I saw him speaking on a stage with a white shirt, a red tie, and a blue suit like he always wears. And he was preaching, and what it looked like, mountains in the background. I don't know where it was. Maybe it was Arizona. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But there was mountains all on, like he was standing on a platform here. The seas of the people was all out here, of course. And there was mountains in the horizon. I could see them. And he was speaking there. And I won't tell you what I saw happen, try to happen against him. We just need to pray for his protection. That's all I will say. You will need to pray for his protection in massive rallies. Okay? And so that's what I'll say about this. Pray for protection for presidential candidate. I saw it outdoors. Okay? I saw, like I said, a big crowd. I saw mountains. I saw this stuff. So that's what I'm going to say about praying this. I saw going into 2025, March, April, and May of 2025. And then I kept focusing on it because I could see it. And I was just like, Lord, why am I seeing this darkness all on this time frame? But I was hearing the word depression, a Great Depression, okay? And then I seen Trump in the Oval Office, and he was crying. And he had his hands down on his head like this at his desk in the Oval Office. I saw this. Now, this is another thing we should pray over, because like I said, about the presidency, about all this. I'm not trying to get political. I'm just telling you what I saw. And he was praying. He had his hands at his head like this, and he was crying. But he was not, he was crying and asking for mercy. He was crying out for mercy concerning America. And he was interceding, but it was a different type of Trump. He was skinnier, for one, and he looked tired. He looked very wore out, per se. But he was broken to the point where he was interceding, and all of a sudden I saw pastors in the Oval Office with him walking around praying. He had called for people to pray with him. And I could see these men. They weren't just standing there behind, like I've seen pictures before in the past, with them behind him praying for him. They were actually pacing and interceding in the Oval Office, praying in tongues, praying in the Spirit, in the Oval Office. I seen it. I saw going into 2025, and I saw it was very dark again. I saw black, but I saw a great black depression. It felt like depression, like a heaviness in the spirit realm when I was praying. I felt a very heavy presence, like depression. And I kept hearing the word a great depression, a great depression. And it was into 2025. And I heard this over and over. 2025, a great depression. And I could see going all the way into 2025, something that we've never, in this generation, has ever seen before. Going clear up into 2026, going clear into 2027, and I saw America being changed. Completely changed. I saw the people that were evil. Their job in their minds was done. Like, we've achieved what we wanted to achieve. Okay? I saw Canada, America, and a Mexico becoming one. A one currency, Canada, America, and Mexico. They were all had one dollar. They had a new dollar type currency that was like, there was still, I want to say this, there were still borders. I could see this. I could see the borders still. Like, America was America, Mexico was Mexico, Canada was Canada, but they had a currency that they used as a like a friendship, a partnership.
Like the euro.
Like the euro. Yeah, they're very good. Thank you, son. Like the euro. There you go. It was like America euro. Okay, I don't know. Thank you, Braden. But that's what it was kind of like the euro. And they tried to bring it and salvage it. The person who was over America. It was his idea, and I'll get into that in a little bit. I know who this person is. I saw this person trying to build back America great again. This warning that the Lord has told me about was about Donald Trump and to intercede and pray for him. He showed me him walking down a cobblestone path. Okay? Now, I don't know if this is legitimately a cobblestone path or if this is something that it's like a type and shadow of something. Okay? So he's walking down this path, and this woman that is absolutely beautiful. This woman was blonde hair. She had a French twist in the back of her hair, and she was dressed up in this beautiful dress. And she was there to take him out. And so they weren't the Secret Service. The people that were around were not guarded up because of this woman's beauty, and she was very classy. So I don't know if this is like I said, a type and shadow of somebody that is like would try to seduce him or whatever. I don't know, but this was an assignment against him. This woman was, and so this is something that I'm praying over, a protection for God to deliver him from either a seducing spirit, like a Jezebel kind of a person, or an actual attempt on him. So I just wanted to say this is very serious, and the Lord has had me praying for him for protection, for an assignment again from this beautiful woman. She has blonde hair, and like I said, she's looks like a model. And I go and I look at my phone, and I start seeing that there is a major announcement by the United States government, and I see the president. But in this dream, it's President Trump again. And President Trump is holding a podium with the presidential seal on this podium. And he starts talking, and he has a blue suit on with a white shirt and a red tie. Again, just like he always has, usually wears, But it was a really bright blue suit. But he was very somber in his face. And he said, my fellow Americans, basically, he says, I have an announcement to make. There's another virus. And he starts explaining to everybody that this virus is basically a new virus that is going to dwarf COVID, that made COVID look like it was a wimpy virus compared to what this new virus is. The death ratio was skyrocketing even more higher than COVID did. That this started in Europe, which was interesting, and he was making an announcement that we were going on lockdowns again. Instantaneously, I felt like, oh no, this is what I saw. In my dream, I'm thinking this. This is what the Lord showed me. This is the virus that I've warned you all about. And here it is. Here it comes. And I was thinking, in the dream, I'm not prepared enough. I need to get more supplies. He was calling for a major lockdown. He was calling for no flights, international, coming in or going out. He was telling everybody that we were going on another lockdown, like an extended lockdown for 20 some days to stop spread, because there were some cases in America that were here. and it was up north, east, and that he was taking the precautions as to lock everything down because of what was happening overseas. And so people were perishing, like I told you all, and they were heavy set, they were obese people. I'm not sure, I just remember watching the news in the dream, and then when he made the announcement that we were going on lockdowns again in the dream, people panicked, and they were hitting the grocery stores, they were hitting the Walmart superstores, all of it, and they were wiping stuff out, like buying everything, that they could get their hands on in the dream, like almost like people were in a panic because of what they had lived already. They were already knowing what was coming. So people were acting crazy in the grocery stores. Not just about toilet paper this time. It was about everything. Chips, whatever they could get their hands on. Buying it and filling their buggies and whatever families were. It was that way for everything. And I remember in the dream, watching the news in the dream, it was such a weird dream. With all the major news networks talking about this is a new virus, this is a new pandemic, and it dwarfs COVID. The Lord showed me an American flag, and the American flag was transformed into a $100 bill, and the $100 bill was waving in the wind. And all of a sudden, it started to transform into some kind of digital code, almost like crypto code. And the crypto, it was moving and it was alive, and it was all kind of like an internet math code, and it was moving and moving and moving. And I said, Lord, what is this? And the Lord said, the dollar's about to turn into a digital dollar. And He said, it will be worth half than what it's worth right now. So a $100 bill would be worth $50. And so He showed me the banks all went bankrupt. All the money that was in the banks, every person that had money in there, no matter if you were really rich or if you were poor, whatever was in the banks, they seized it all. The money was now property of the bank somehow. I don't know how they did it, but all the loans that you have on your house and on your cars and everything, I saw that all of it, they would call it a debt jubilee. And because they couldn't foreclose and take everybody's houses and everybody's cars because of the dollar crashing, they just wiped it out, and they created a new platform. They created a new digital dollar with this. And then the Lord showed me lines for people standing at Target stores for trying to get food, but they weren't dressed like in poverty looking clothes. They still had nice clothes on. It's like it happened so suddenly. It was like an overnight deal. And people were in lines at the Target, at Walmart for like a mile long because there was no products and there was no food. There was hardly anything in these stores. And people were waiting just to get whatever they could get. And so I could see them all in a single file line, and it stretched for forever.